I feel like I might step on toes with this next part because I really want to address the vernacular of our day in social media and a lot of books that I do not want to shame anyone if you use these words. That please hear my heart in that. I just want to say we got to be really careful what our mantra is every day. And I think this vernacular that we use is dangerous at best, destructive at worst. I looked up the hashtag hustle on Instagram. There's 26.4 million posts, hashtag hustle. The Christian version's work, pray, slay. Get that cheddar, make that bread, boss babe, grind, crush it. These are all like, I get the heart of it as like a psych up, kind of a like you're about to work out kind of a thing. But I also realize that when that is what you're telling yourself, it immediately becomes an I thing. I gotta hustle. I gotta crush it. I got it. If it's gonna happen, I'm gonna make it happen. And that is, that is a really lonely place to be. That is a really lonely and dangerous place when I become the catalytic thing in my day instead of, and I'm going to say it's so counter to how Jesus lived, right? He came to earth to show us how to be fully human, fully human. He modeled how it is to be fully human. And when I look at Jesus, the pace that he went, he wasn't like, disciples, get out there and slay, make those disciples, like wear yourself out, I don't care, work the weekends. Like, no, it was this discernment. He had meals with people, he made time for people, he rested. He actually said, I'm done doing miracles, I'm gonna actually go over here and rest for a while to rejuvenate myself. He just showed us this idea of this frantic going. And again, I know there are seasons that it is busier. Like, let's be clear that I'm not advocating like, well, just wait on Jesus. But I'm just saying, if we look at him who modeled how to be fully human in a perfect way, I don't see hustle. I don't see getting that bread from him. It's just like, he's saying, no, abide, come be a part of the vine, rest, restore, be with people, love God, love your neighbors. Like, and I just think this is where I don't know if you guys do strength finders, but one of my top strengths is belief. And I have such conviction on this right now because I know it's counterculture, but it's not counter-Christian to say, like, you being a business owner is going to look so different than how the world is going to do it. And that is something you need to come to peace with, actually, that it's not going to look 100% how you see others doing it. And the temptation, and this is why social media is just something that you have to really be honest with yourself about too. Who are you following? That word is so key. Following. What are they shouting into your room, your mind? And are these things that match up with scripture and the Lord and how he says, no, I want you to become something. We are becoming something in the kingdom. You have a unique ability and passion and talents he's given you, and you have a note to play in the kingdom, and loudly. And that is part of the symphony of his people. And so when we get so distracted, we stop playing that note because we start thinking we have to go over here and do something else. And I just want to, again, I hope I've not put any shame on anybody or made any, I don't know. I hope you hear my heart in that, because my heart is to inspire you to be at the cross. I do believe that God blesses obedience. That's just a byproduct. When you obey, blessings and peace come. You cannot manufacture blessing and you cannot manufacture peace. That comes through walking in obedience. And so I want to read just a couple of scriptures because, again, scripture is scripture. And let's go back to what God says. Proverbs 16:9. In their hearts, humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps. And that's where I see this activity, inactivity. Like, we do absolutely have an active part and participation in our life's journey. But in the end, the Lord will establish our steps. And I am so glad that he tore down the idol of our photography business and the name we were building. because we were building our name. We were certainly not building his name. And I am so grateful that he reestablished our steps and put us in a completely different pathway. This one is probably the most sobering one. I want to read it to you in the NIV and then in the Passion. I just feel like the Bible gives us clear warnings. So let's be wise and listen. Colossians 2:8. Because this really reminds me of social media, leadership books, podcasts. Like, you can be feeding your brain like on an endless loop of that stuff. See to it that no one takes you captive through hollow and deceptive philosophy, which depends on human tradition and the elemental spiritual forces of this world, rather than on Christ. Or in the Passion Version, beware that no one distracts you or intimidates you into their attempt to lead you away from Christ's fullness by pretending to be full of wisdom when they are filled with endless arguments of human logic. For they operate with humanistic and clouded judgments based on their mindsets of this world system and not on the anointed truths of the anointed one. And finally, Proverbs 3:5 and 6, and you guys know this: trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your paths.